my distinguished honor to welcome you to the Global Africa Forum 2024. Africa has a vast infrastructure gap, but we see this gap as a vast opportunity, an investment opportunity, an opportunity for trade in machinery and technology, and an opportunity to create jobs right from groundbreaking and when the first shovel of sand is dug and scooped.
As African Union and the member states, we are pushing for this AGOA to be renewed. We have countries at the moment that have adopted this AGOA and who are developing around issues to do with the trade investment. As you know, on the continent at the moment, we have a lot of innovation.
The African diaspora is the third largest population after China and India, and its spending power equals almost $2 trillion. Now that's our story.
Everyone wants to invest in the champion. If we demonstrate that we are champions, we are writing our own story, we emulate and encourage people to join us. We have to be our own champions. Nobody will be African champions.
Our first flagship corridor, as Reba mentioned, is the Lobito corridor, starting in Angola, but connecting to the DRC, working closely with the Africa Finance Corporation on building a greenfield rail across Zambia, with the vision ultimately to connect the continent from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean.
We already have 30% of all land dedicated to agriculture globally. We have 70% of all available water in agriculture. We have 8 billion people, and in 2050, we're going to have 10 billion people. We can't play the same game.
The key issues that we have on the continent is the availability of investable projects. So we need to spend a lot of resources in preparation of projects. This is why the African Development Bank, in addition to financing projects, we like to set up institutions.
The last project, we funded a critical mine in DRC, which was the Kamoa Copper Company. And that project doesn't only include the mine, but it also includes a processing unit. And as we know, we've spoken about the fact that we need industrialization, we need beneficiation. Not only have we invested in a copper processing unit, we also invested in a 178 megawatts hydro dam.
I think the conversation a few minutes ago talks about how Africa can fully participate in its journey and its growth. And we at Prosper Africa are honored to be a small part in helping you create those deep economies and those deep markets. And we can't think of a better way, not only through our own work, daily work, but supporting you in this very innovative, very creative effort.
African governments alone cannot bear the annual funding requirements of $150 for infrastructure. So there's a need to switch from traditional funding sources to more strategic and dynamic project structuring mechanisms.
Africa can only be developed by Africans. And the African private sector has the potential to lead the transformation through long-term investments. UBA has committed to a $6 billion funding package for SMEs in agreement with Africa Continental Free Trade Area to finance African businesses that drive towards driving the AFTA agenda.
We're calling on all global Africans to come home, invest, and let's harness the opportunity to develop the continent and the goals that we have.
Today, we've discussed powerful examples of successful investments and policies that not only transform economies, but also unlock this opportunity. As we advocate for increased investment, we must emphasize the importance of economic sovereignty, an idea that we at the Africa America Institute consider foundational to the next phase of African growth.
We've heard about so many projects that are underway and projects in the pipeline. It means that we are already on course to bridging that gap, and we will not rest until we have done so.